Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome to Cookie Decorating Live. I am your host, Hani. I'm founder of hanielas.com. That's my blog. That's my food blog. Those of you who are not familiar, I share a lot of different recipes there, and along with the recipes, also cookie decorating tutorials. And today's live stream is going to be focused on Hanukkah, Festival of Lights. I'm excited to share this one with you. We're going to use one of my favorite techniques, wet on wet. But later about that, I'm gonna go into the comment section. Let's see who is here today. Hello, Joseph. How is it going? Long time no see. I was thinking of you recently. It's nice to see your face pop up on there. Hello, Byron. Hello. Lots of love from Wisconsin. Lots of love from Spain to you, back to you. How is it in Wisconsin? Did you guys get a lot of snow as well? I know some of you probably in New York got hammered with a lot of snow. From what I heard, 5 feet. I don't know if that's true, but images were really scary. Okay, hello, Kathy. Hello. Yes, I got it working. I was so excited. I was trying, and finally it went through. So I'm glad that those of you who are used to watching on Facebook, you can do that today. Hello, Colleen, to California. Hello, Sally. I like that, Hani and friends. I should start my live stream like that. Hello. Hello, a new face. Hello, Hanukkah. Yes, that's what we are doing today. I'm excited. Hello, Jeremy. Hello, June. Hi, Sherry. Or is it Sherry? I forget. Sorry. Yes, I forget. How was everybody's Thanksgiving? Did you guys eat too much? How was it? Let me know. What was your favorite dessert this year? Or maybe favorite memory that you're gonna hold close to your heart. Hello, Margaret. Hello, Sarah. Hello, everyone. Hello, RL42382. So excited. Me too. Oh, you are in Paris. Somebody's in Paris. Hello, Caroline. Nice. So I guess we are on the same time zone. 7 o'clock in Paris. Upcoming schedule. I will share that in a second. Hello, Donna. Rainy and not cold from North Austin, Texas. I have some friends in Austin. Hello, Angie. Oh, that's exciting. Congratulations. That is so exciting. Good news. Oh, Jeremy, you are not. Oh, wow. Okay, pumpkin pie with pretzel pecan crust. I love anything pretzels and anything pecans. I'm not too big on pumpkin pie. I love pumpkin, but not pumpkin pie. But that sounds delicious either way. Yeah, I like I think I would just eat the pretzel pecan crust. Hello, Karen. Yes, 7 p.m. So we are it's the same time zone. Nice to have you. Hello. So, you were asking about the schedule. So let me bring up that schedule. We only have few more weeks left this year, if you can believe it. It's crazy, right? It just went by so quickly. So our schedule, we already did November Red Cardinal, if you remember. It was such a nice cookie. And then also last week, Nutcracker. That was very exciting. I love doing that. Thank you, Byron, for suggesting that. And today we are doing Hanukkah cookies. I'm going to show you a couple of designs, but I wanted to also touch base about wet on wet realizing decorating. Those of you who are not familiar what that means, and I will show you some examples so we can get started. Also, if you are new to the live stream, you can sign up for the newsletter. And you can, let me just grab the link for the newsletter so it's easier. so it's easier. And also, those of you who are following or who are already signed up, you guys received an email with the PDF for today's live stream newsletter. And I'm going to put that in the comment section as well so I can get that out of the way. All right, so that's there. It should be in the comment section. I also wanted to do, let's see, a little contest. So the idea about the contest is I'll show you a cookie that I will decorate, okay? And this is the, okay, let me just bring up my screen. Okay, so this will be one of the cookies I will be decorating today, okay? This is all wet on wet. And the idea of the contest that I had in mind is that you are going to guess. Okay, so you see the cookie, you can have a look what it looks like. It's all wet on wet. And right now you can start posting how long you think it's going to take me decorate this cookie, okay? Before I start decorating, I will put something in a comment like stop or something so we can see where we stop the count, and then whoever is the closest is going to get a prize, something from my coffee shop, from the template shop. Okay, so you can start putting your numbers in. Just please put one number per person. Okay. So that's the idea for the contest. I don't know. I've never done this, so I hope it's going to be fun. That's the idea. Okay. Okay. Glad you're. Yes, just one. Yeah, it's gonna be one cookie. Yes, I'm glad that you are putting the numbers in. Exciting. All right. So I also wanted to. Did I put the template in the PDF? Okay. So in the PDF, guys, you will find links to the tutorials that you can use to practice wet on wet decorating. And let's just jump into the wet on wet decorating. We have so much to cover today. Okay, let's just do that, and then we'll get back to other things. Okay, excellent. You're posting your times. All right, so what is wet on wet decorating? Wet on wet decorating basically means we are adding wet fluid icing onto the already still wet icing. So I think it's easier if I can just show you. All right, so here are some examples. We're going to go through this. This is a royal icing transfer that I'm making here. This is what is this? This is a golf ball. And so I've got my white icing still wet. You see how it's super shiny. Immediately I'm coming in with the same or similar consistency icing, piping the polka dots, and they're sinking in. They're not completely synced in. You can use a scribe tool to help kind of move them further if that's a problem. And then I'm piping another dot over it, so it creates this golf ball design. So that's another example of wet on wet. Okay. The idea is that the hallmark of wet on wet is that the consistency of your icing needs to be fluid enough so it allows for that additional icing that you're piping on top of it to sink in. If it's not fluid enough, it's not going to sink in properly. For some designs, you can use thicker icing, which is going to be fine. But for designs where you have to actually use your scribe tool to create marbling in the icing, and your icing is not the same consistency or it's not as fluid, it's not going to work really well, and you will have some trouble with getting that working. So another example is a butterfly. Everybody loves butterflies, right? And so you can use wet on wet to create butterflies. If you are just starting out with decorating, I would really suggest that you try wet on wet. It gives really amazing results. It's so quick. You don't have to spend hours and hours decorating. And especially now for holidays, if you are celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever holiday you're celebrating, you can make ornament cookies with this technique. Here I'm making a pineapple. This is another thing you can do. You can create marble designs this way. This is also one technique that we could call wet on wet. And now I'm coming in with the white, and it's going to sing. I'm creating this grid. And I also wanted to ask you if you have any questions about wet on wet decorating. Have you done any Any wet on wet designs? Have you tried that, or were you successful? Did you have any problems? So this is a very, very popular tutorial on the blog, coffee bubbles, realistic coffee bubbles. Again, wet on wet. And icing sinks in, so it's a seamless layer. And this one, this is, I think, probably the hallmark of wet on wet designs. Like as far as the design goes, it's the marbling. It's everybody's favorite, right? The feathering. When you go with it, looks so odd at this point, but when you go with your scribe tool for the lines, and it just creates such a beautiful pattern within seconds. So let me know if you tried wet on wet. And I love seeing your times here. This is exciting. I just have to, I suppose, I will time it on my phone. Another thing you can do, you can use it to create shamrocks. This is for St. Patrick's Day, so it really comes in hand for so many different holidays. Butterflies, no problem, but have to work quickly. Yes, you have to, yes. Now, one thing with wet on wet, it's if everybody could be using the same icing and have the same bags with the same consistency, but if your environment is different, the icing can behave differently. If you have a heater close by, if you have a fan running close by, you could have an oven just turned on, and that heat that oven emits, if it could interfere with how fast your icing is crusting. So that's another thing, right? So you have to kind of remember, look around. You're like, for me, I had to turn off my fan, and I also have a dehumidifier running here most of the time because it's quite humid here. So I have to turn it off when I'm doing most of the wet on wet work because it just starts crusting so quickly, and I can't really finish what I'm trying to do. Oh, you used it for your turkey feathers. Yes, we did that a couple of weeks ago. It's such a fun technique. And this is another one that is super popular, polka dots, and then how easy it is to turn a polka dot into a heart, right? I don't know if you tried that. This is for Valentine's Day, super fun and really easy. The only thing is you have to go through the, aim for the middle of the heart. And another thing, when you're doing wet on wet, like the one I'm going to be doing today, it's so delicate that I prefer using the scribe, metal scribe, over the toothpick. Although you can use a toothpick, it's a bit thick. So it depends on what you are working on. Try using toothpick and metal scribe tool so you can see which one you prefer. Another thing you can do, you can add additional details after the icing dries. Like here, I'm adding this first. I think this is helped me. Shirley's what's this drink called? I can't remember. So I used edible marker to make the ice cubes, to finish the ice cubes. And we did this one last year, another transfer design, wet on wet. Yes, there are so many applications. And also, these are off cookie, but if you're doing application on a cookie, and if your wet on wet is covering a large portion of the cookie, I suggest leaving that out and adding a separate layer of icing because you're risking that it's going to overflow. This is a very popular design. It was, I think I did this in 2016. This was, can you guess what this is? This is a tomato. So it's all wet on wet. This is funny because I was looking at this video, and on YouTube, I mean, it's old, right? It's 2016, so it's pretty ancient now. But AI generated, and let me bring that up because we are looking at this. And I thought it was so funny how accurate it is. Look, AI generated summary. The video shows how to make cookies that look like tomatoes. The creator uses royal icing in various colors to create realistic details. I mean, it is spot on. It's amazing. It's only showing on older videos, not on the new ones, but AI is everywhere. Just wanted to show you that. I thought it was cool. And so you can try and use wet on wet when you're starting out and create so many different designs. Another thing is you only need one consistency, which is great because oftentimes we have to make so many different colors. And also if you have to use several consistencies, it adds to the mixing time and packaging and all that, or filling the bags. Here's another thing you can do. This is a star. One thing I want to also tell you, when using the wet on wet to create things like this, it's important that you keep the tip of the tool clean. So you have to keep wiping it into a paper towel to keep it clean. Very popular wet on wet to create wreath designs for Christmas. This one is for fall, but the same thing you can do for Christmas. You can do these short lines with maybe 2 different colors of green, and then just boom, your wreath is done. And you just need to add maybe some red berries or something like that on the top when it dries to give it some dimension. This is another idea when, oops, let me go back there. Sorry. Okay, I wanted to pause here. If you're trying to create like a multi-picture or whatever cookie, you can also do outlines of each element on your cookie, and then you come in with the flat consistency icing and you fill each area instead of doing it onto the light. Like the light blue is the dominant color, right? And so if you were to add all these other colors on top of the light blue, likelihood of your icing overflowing and just flowing off the cookie, it's very high. So this way you can, first of all, you see your elements, so you don't have to second guess yourself, and all the cookies will look the same if you're making more cookies. And you're just going to fill it with fluid icing. Another thing is, if you are new to cookie decorating, that's something I often get asked. People say their icing, it's crusting too fast. Okay, so what you can do, and that's actually what I'm going to be doing today, you can create an outline with slightly thicker icing that's going to help keep that fluid icing on the cookie, like a dam, sort of. And then you can use more fluid icing. You don't have to use 15. You can use 10-second and even 8-second consistency. So it's super fluid. And that little dam that's going to be done with perhaps 20-second consistency, it's going to help prevent that icing from overflowing. And again, you can add details like that with edible marker. So it was just a little intro to the wet on wet. How do you prevent color bleed when you do wet on wet with a lot of white? Well, I try not to oversaturate my colors with a lot of food coloring. If I can avoid using black, I will. I will use gray. Nobody wants to have black teeth and black tongue when they're eating cookies. So I will try to avoid it. But like, I try not to oversaturate my colors. That's my biggest tip. And then also, if you can speed up the crusting and drying process by employing the fans when you're drying the cookies, that also helps. If you live in a humid area, that's so difficult. I would suggest using dehumidifier in the room where you're drying your cookies. Yeah, I kind of agree with Jeremy. I find the best way to prevent color bleed is to ignore it. Yes. Yes. All right. So I also wanted to show you this year, we did a lot of wet on wet. If you can, if you've been following the live stream, you probably know that we did these cookies earlier this year. So the background here, these sprinkles are all wet on wet. So that's something you can also practice and do wet on wet. Oops. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. When doing lines like this, remember when you pipe the icing onto the wet surface, it's going to sink in, but with that, it's also going to spread a little. So if you want super fine lines, you need to have a small opening on your piping bag. If you want thicker lines, you can increase the size of the opening on your piping bag. So that's one thing to remember. For super fine lines, remember, you need a small opening, and it will spread a little bit as it sinks into the base layer. We also did, if you remember these cookies, These were daisy cookies. I used also wet on wet technique, and I have them here. Again, the base is still wet. I'm piping the stems, and now we can do the petals with white. And you can see how it's sinking in. So the icing is about the same consistency. And then if you want to kind of accentuate the design and enhance the petals, you can use edible marker afterwards. And many of you have done this technique before, so I'm sure you're familiar with it. All right. All right, enough talking. And now I'm gonna bring my screen here and we can, I think we can, let me see if I can start the timer, and I'm just going to put in, let's see, I will put stop contest or start contest. Should I put, I guess stop, I will put start. Sorry, you can't see start contest. Oops. Ah, okay. One more time. Oh, here you go. So this should appear on both on Facebook and YouTube. So I'm gonna put that in the comment section. Okay, there it's on YouTube and on Facebook. All right, so now I'm gonna set my timer. Those of you who have a timer on you can also set it. Because okay, so let's see. Timer, or I should do stopwatch, right? All right. So I'm gonna bring my cookie. I've never done this. This is so much pressure. Yes. Oh no, I will not. No, I will. Don't talk too much. You mess up the time, June. Yes, I will be. We'll zip it. We'll zip it. Nothing will come out. I'll just have to try to remember breathe. Okay, I've got my colors here. I got everything here. So, all right. Let's just clean the tips of my piping bags. What have I done? This just came upon me like suddenly. All right, so I'm gonna start the timer. Or you guys can, whoever wants to start a timer, I'm gonna start it now. All right, so start. God, okay. This was intense. Okay, so my time, I have to do a screenshot of this. Okay. It's 4 minutes, 23 seconds. Okay. Okay. Whew, I was breathing. Yeah, yeah. I did the anxiety breathing exercises. You know, you breathe twice through your nose and then you exhale, count 10 seconds. Anyone else singing to themselves? Okay. So who? Let's see who was the closest. If we can, somebody, I will. Can I assign this to someone, please? Can somebody? No, the bass. I'm not doing the bass. The bass, I like it this way. I'm not doing the bass. I like how it's like it's just emerging from somewhere. I decided not to do the bass, but you are more than welcome to do the bass. So this was without the instructions. Let's do one with the instructions, and I think I'm gonna make someone really happy today. I hope I will. Okay, so if you enjoyed that, don't forget to give it thumbs up. I really appreciate it. All right, so we're going to be using also hexagon here, and I want to show you a really fun technique. It's the sugar. It's just sometimes sugar here. It's a problem to get high quality sugar that is pulverized at 10 times like the one in the States that I used to get. So the sugar here, even when it's super fine, you have to sift it and several times. And even after that, there are sometimes particles that are quite large. And so it really helps that I can use tipless bags because the piping bags really clog up easily. So yeah, that's what happened. Yes, I hope so. All right. So can somebody tell me who was the closest if you get a chance? All right. So in this one, we're going to use a fun technique where we're going to use, oops, why is this showing like this? Okay. We're going to use parchment, and I will put the parchment across so we can put the writing on there. So I'm just going to cut it like so. And so we're going to start with the outline. So as I mentioned earlier, the outline I made with slightly thicker icing. And so that's this one. And so we're going to outline, and then I'm going to fill in with my light blue icing, and then we're going to do the menorah. This way, my dam is going to prevent my icing from overflowing because it's quite fluid. It's about, I would say, 8 to 10 seconds. Oops, I have a lot of air in there, it appears. And also, if you need to smooth your icing and distribute it quickly, I suggest using a thicker scribe. I'm using this 2-in-1 tool. It has a thicker end, so it's a bit faster. Now we can come in with this little piece of parchment. I'm going to place it over like that and just very gently push it in. All right, so now let's do the menorah. So I want to find the middle or my bearing. So I'm starting with the very top, 2 lines here, and then we can do a half circle around. Oh, this is annoying when the sugar is not helping. Basically, you're piping short lines. Imagine you're doing a wreath, like I was mentioning earlier. It's going to really mess up everything if I keep getting the sugar crystals in there. I'm purposely leaving the middle empty because that's where the main where the stand is, or whatever you want to call it. You know, this middle, I'm keeping it empty because I'm gonna come in and pull it through. Now, when doing this design, because it's so delicate, you don't want to go too deep with your scribe. So you really want to just scratch the surface. You go deep enough so you can shape those lines, and also do it slowly. Don't go too fast because you're going to disturb something else because you have all these lines around it. Now we can add that middle section. And I'm gonna add a dot. Let me just make this bigger. It's just annoying. There is still something in there. And this is I'm just adding a dot, and that's gonna be base for like a candle holder or whatever. So we can put the candle in. So to make the candle, I'm using blue, and I'm going to make this slightly bigger also because it was giving me a hard time before. So the candle is blue. And the middle one is slightly longer, right? I was checking Hanukkah falls on Christmas or Christmas falls on Hanukkah. We want to say that that's fun that both of them are going to be on the same time. So now for the flame. For the flame, I also tried adding orange in the middle of the yellow, but I really like it just with the yellow, I have to say. And then to shape it, all you have to do is do like a wavy move. You go like a zigzag, very light zigzag, just to move the top a little bit so it looks like a flame. And then we have to let this dry completely before we can remove the parchment. Yes. I can get my sound to come on. You were under 4 minutes. You believed in me. It was this bag. I have to, June, I'm blaming this bag. Yeah. The thing is, I think like if you don't have to focus on the camera, you can just do it. You can do it faster than that for sure. Do you sift your sugar? Yes. Yes, I sifted and then I sifted again. It is so annoying. I think the closest was mine. It's 5 minutes. Colleen, really? That's exciting. Okay. Or Gail. Okay. She guessed. Well, just message me, okay? Because I can't really check it now. And I don't know if I'll be able to retrieve all the messages in time. So I trust you. Yes, that's the parchment. Yes. And so we have to let this dry. So luckily I've got some dry ones here. And these I made with. I needed to do some with light blue because all of the ones I did were dark blue. And so with this one, I'm going to use gold luster dust. This is something that you can try. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to move this aside, and here I've got some gold luster dust. It's already dry, so I'm just going to add some alcohol to it. Ideally, you want to use Everclear or a very high alcohol, a very alcohol with high percentage alcohol content. Don't go too fast, she says, and moves the scribe faster than I can ever do. Oh my God. Really? I'm sorry. Okay, so have you tried using a fan brush for anything in cookie decorating? Let me just mix this really well. So fan brush is your best friend. So I'm just going to dip I'm not going to dip all the bristles, just a few. And we're going to go around the edge like so. And then also the bottom. Okay. And now I'm going to remove it. Because it's dry, you can easily remove the parchment from there. And you can finish this by writing Hanukkah, Happy Hanukkah with, you use the fan brush with the new technique using I use the fan brush with the new technique of using marker, then add luster dust. Yes. I know what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about. That's a fun technique. Okay. So now all you have to do is write Happy Hanukkah across. You can also pipe it, but I'm just going to write it. So this is edible marker. This is a food doodler. I'm going to try to see what I'm doing here. I have to bend like an old lady here. Happy. What's that song? Happy. Gosh, the close fit, huh? Okay, should have started further there. All right, so this is the first one. The second design, what you could also do, you could add branches like this for the olive branches. And then, let's see how much time we have. We have still some time. So perhaps I'll show you how to do the stenciling, but first we have to do the branches. Let's see if we can do that. Oh, Gail still doesn't have no volume. Click on the speaker icon under Honey's purple streamer on the bottom. Thank you, Joseph. Okay, I don't know if you guys had any questions. So who won it? Was it Gail or Colleen? Colleen, was that you? Looks like maybe Gail. Gail was on, she guessed 4, but you were under 5, and I think it was close to 5 minutes. So I guess it's Colleen then. So make sure to message me or email me. All right. Now we're going to do a simple flood with branches, and then we can do some stenciling. I've got a stencil that I made, and I wanted to show you how you can use it. So let's do this one. All right. All right, to make the branches, we can use, let's use, I've got this white one. Okay. So let's do, so these are, this is white icing. And it's the same idea. Remember how we did the menorah, the branches? And now with the scribe tool, you can create these olive branches and then let it dry, okay? So once this dries, I'm gonna set this aside. I've got one here. It's similar to the one I just did, but it's a slightly different color. And so what we can do, I've got my stencil here. Just gonna put this liner on the bottom so it's not sliding. And this is the stencil. I linked it up in the PDF that's in the coffee shop. Chicken? Who wants a fried chicken? I want a fried chicken. Excellent. Excellent, Colleen. Thank you. So this is the stencil that I actually, if you can believe it, made myself. And I did not cut myself. It's made out of mylar material. But you can get similar stencils with Star of David online. Or if you are brave enough, you can make it yourself. So I'm going to just secure it into my stencil holder, and then I'm going to put it on top of my cookie. So let's do it. Oops. Let's do it this way. Fits nicely in there. And I also want to make sure that I have my sanding sugar prepared, because that's what we'll be using. So I'm just going to pour this gold sanding sugar into my tray. And so I've got it here. Let's just break up these big pieces here. Okay, so it's ready. And now all we have to do is get our icing. And for this, I'm going to be using ivory colored icing. It just happens that I have it in a piping piping bag fitted with a piping tip because I was using it to make the olives on the branches on one of the designs. All right. So now I'm going to spread it across in one even layer. Now we are going to pick it up. And I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to dip it in this sending sugar. And there. Isn't that pretty? I love the texture so much on this. And it, like, especially when doing a lot of wet on wet designs, if you want to kind of elevate the design a little bit or the set of your cookies, you can use elements like sanding sugar or sprinkles to bring in the dimension a little bit. Otherwise, everything is kind of, you know, like these. If you make, I mean, not that they're, I love these, but if you make a dozen of these and then add some of these to it, or I've got some round ones, that's also nice. If you don't have sanding sugar, what you could use, let's do another one. You could use, can somebody tell me what you could use? Because I love this stuff so much. You probably, I'm just drumming it into you. You need to get this, guys. Gail has her sound bag. Excellent. So this is the stuff that I am just addicted to. I use it on myself and everything, you know, so I'm shiny as a diamond. And we're going to use it. If you don't have standing sugar, you can also use that to give it some shimmer. It's not going to give you texture, but it does give you some nice shine, and I love it. All right, so let's spread another layer on there. I'm not gonna remove it. I'm gonna do it right after, and then I'll remove it. This way, I don't have a lot of overspray on the cookie. It will just be localized on the stencil or on the star. And now we can lift it up. Which way? This way. Right? So here we go. I want to make sure we have some time left. So here are the cookies we did. I guess this one, we did this one. And then also something like this, right? So I've got a lot of them here. This is the branch. I don't think I showed you how to do the branch, but it's just an idea and you can play with that. All right. So if you enjoyed this live stream, don't forget to hit the like on both on Facebook and YouTube. It helps the live stream so much. And I also wanted to, let's take this out of the screen and let's have a look at let's see. Remember we had the November challenge. And so I know November is no longer, we are in December, but I wanted to share with you the entries for November challenge. And that was, we had snowflakes. So let's have a look at the snowflakes. And these are from Sally. These are all from Sally. Sally made a lot of snowflakes, and I love snowflakes. They're I think my favorite thing, but I don't decorate them enough. Beautiful work. I couldn't make up this one because I feel like there is a design or pattern that was airbrushed on there, or was it stenciled? I don't know if I asked you that. This one was from last year. We did a live stream using realizing transfers, and then we airbrushed them. So this was inspired by like live stream. Sanding sugar is your best friend when it comes to snowflakes. It just adds such a nice winter feel to them. And I love the wet on wet snowflakes now. They are very popular. They've been popular for a while, and they are just so easy to do. And we do have a snowflake project coming up, so hopefully I can incorporate that into that design. I love the nakedness of this cookie. It's a nice change, especially for those people who don't like to eat a lot of icing. This is very nice. So thank you for sending all these. And these, I couldn't make up my mind. Are these painted with the with the food coloring. Is that how you got them red, or how did you make them red? Or is it the cookie dough that is red? Because I don't think it's icing, right? Is it icing, or did you airbrush them? Let me know. And also, I have a couple of projects that I did for Hanukkah before, and so one of them it's this project, very simple and very. I find these are super elegant, really doable. Full tutorial is on my blog, hanielas.com, and also let me just put the link for the live stream newsletter in the comment section one more time if somebody wanted to grab it, because all of this is in the newsletter. So if you missed anything, you can find it there. And it's a free newsletter. Okay, so I made these, and then also I made these using a snowflake. So this was couple years ago. Unfortunately, I don't have a full tutorial on these out, but hopefully sometime soon. All right, and then I also wanted to, there you go. I wanted to show you your cookies, your other cookies. Also, we have Karen. If Karen is still here, so Karen sent me these last week with the Hanukkah theme. So she made these cookies. I assume this is a stencil. You have a Happy Hanukkah stencil. I don't have any of these special cutters, I have to say. So that's why I am using a round, and I just used these random kind of cutters. I think the round works though for the menorah. It works really well, I find, and then also the square for the Star of David. So thank you for sending these. And then Sally is in full Christmas zone, I guess. But I have to say, I've been loving seeing these cookies that you sent, because this is a Christmas tree, and look, she turned it into a Santa and reindeer. And also a very popular design using a star to make the Santa. So if you don't have a Santa cookie cutter, you can just use, you can also use a cupcake cutter, or you could use it like tree or star. So there are so many things you can do with different cutters. If you don't have particular cutter, you can just look around and just use what you have. You don't have to go out and buy all the cutters there are available. I love these. I don't have this cutter, but I would love this cutter. These are beautiful stained glass cookies, and also mittens for those of you who are cold. I love the shimmery look of these. I guess did you spray them with gold with silver, or let me know. Oops. All right. Oh, okay. So let's see. Are you guys still talking about the painted with food color over naked cookie? Okay, that makes sense. Hello, Heather. How is it going? Is it the Chattanooga, Heather? I don't know if you have the same thumbnail. I can't remember. So next week, guys, thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Angie. Thank you, Sally. Thank you, Colleen. And so those of you who are still wondering what's happening next week we are making triangle tree. And with that in mind, I will be sharing some of my favorite ideas from the past. I also recently yesterday released new tutorials on Patreon, and one of them it's a snowman cookie using this triangular shape that I'm going to be using next week. And I've done several other cookies with this shape. It's such a nice shape. It's basically like a candy corn. So if you don't have this particular cookie cutter, you can use candy corn, or you can use a plate and just trace the outline on a rolled out cookie dough and then cut it into wedges. So that's something you can do. And also, if you are on Patreon, in my Cookie Master group or tier, Yesterday, I released this lovely tutorial on how to make poinsettia platter. Everything is in there. So let me grab the link for the Patreon if somebody wanted to have a look what it looks like. This is a membership group where I share exclusive tutorials every month. And also you get some perks like sneak peeks and also templates. All right, everyone. So Colleen, don't forget to message me. Thank you, Heather. There is something funny about dentists ordering cookies. Yes, it is. I actually made Christmas toothbrush cookies. Winter. What was the? It's a name of a toothbrush. Winter Blast or something, and they love them. Yeah. So guys, have a great week. I will see you next week. We're gonna be doing a Christmas tree or like a woodland theme. Maybe not completely Christmassy, but woodland. Hello, Charlie. Nice to see you. Thank you, Byron. All right, guys. I will see you next week. Thank you so much for tuning in today and can't wait to see you again. Bye.